Just a few days ago, I saw a video of another young black male whose mother is Caucasian, father is black, but he grew up in a neighborhood around all white boys, and he thought all the white boys was his friends. Went to a party, and at this party, he get into a verbal altercation with another white boy, and all the white boys jump and start beating the crap out of him. They jumped him real good. And even those who he thought was his friends did not protect him, because the Caucasian code is more important than anything else to them. A few days ago, I seen a video of one of our African brothers at a party. Obviously, he had drank too much alcohol and were drunk. And because he drank so much alcohol trying to be friends with the white boys, they started to pour beer on him. Everybody's laughing like it's a joke. They filmed it, put it on the internet. They poured beer on him, flour on him, sugar on him. They started pouring dish liquid and all kinds of stuff on him at this house. He was so drunk he could not really defend himself. He's just sitting there looking bewildered, telling them stop and all that type of stuff, and they wouldn't stop. They got a big joke out of it. This is what happens when parents don't teach their children the dangers of these people, and they don't do it because they don't know. They do it because, especially foreigners, because white supremacy and upholding white supremacy so they can be a buffer group, or they feel like I'll stop harm from coming to me if I just capitulate and bow down to white supremacy. This is the disservice that you do to your children when you do that. Because the demonic spell of white supremacy takes over you. And then you become not only a talking head where you get on podcasts, radio shows, TV, and you'll do anything to please the white person over you or the white people around you, so you'll feel you are protected. Because if you didn't do that, you feel like you would be in danger, especially as a foreigner. And this is not to rag on foreigners, because we have black Americans who do this as well. And I taught my children from a very young age that they can be friends with whoever they like to be friends with, but to never let your guard down when it comes to these people, because we have to accept that there's a side to them that is inherently evil. And they can do evil, many of them, and not feel bad about it at all. This is why none of the friends have came forward to say this is what happened to Nolan Wells. His parents had to get Ben Crump, and celebrities have to come in and fund independent investigations and autopsies to try to find out what happened to their son. And it's heartbreaking to see the parents sitting on TV, eyes full of tears, trying to ask or beg this system for justice for their son, when they know that there was foul play. Because if there wasn't foul play, why did all of the people that was involved scrub their social medias, scrub their cell phones? They tried to scrub Nolan's cell phone and some of his social media posts. If there was no foul play, why did all of them get lawyers? Why did they lawyer up before an investigation could even happen? When cops went to talk to the families, the family said, nope, talk to my lawyer. If I didn't do anything wrong or I don't know anything, I'm completely innocent. There's absolutely no reason for me to seek counsel to defend myself from something that I didn't do. I didn't do anything wrong. I would be very forthcoming if I didn't do anything wrong. And this is why so many people is looking at this case with the side eye and scratching their head and wondering what really happened to this young brother. Was it an innocent accident? Was there foul play involved? What really happened? I'm going to give my opinion on what I think happened. I think the brother went down to the lake with his friends, and there was a girl, a Caucasian girl, that he liked, and maybe she liked him as well, and maybe there was another guy there who also liked this girl, and when Nolan went to talk to her, jealousy set in and an altercation happened over that girl. This is why I say this. One of the friends, through their lawyer, said his story was that Nolan went and walked off with this girl, and they asked him what was he doing because they were about to leave. And he said, it's okay, you can go, I'm going to find another way home. So he left with this girl. But a video has surfaced of Nolan arguing with somebody and telling them to give me my phone. Give me my phone. So somebody, maybe he was taking pictures with the girl, and this is why they went on his Snapchat and erased his Snapchat. But one of those people he was arguing with, I believe he got into a physical altercation with. I believe his friends was there to see it. I believe it was not a fair fight. And that group of people jumped him And when they jumped him, they threw him in the water. And because they probably had beat him up, he drowned. And they did everything in their power to hide the fact that they were involved, or if his friends wasn't involved, they know and seen what happened. And they're doing everything they can to protect the other white boys who did that to him. And I am waiting to hear, like many, the results of this private autopsy. And I have to thank Colin Kaepernick for providing the funds for the private autopsy, which they flew his body to Washington, D.C., so he could go get an autopsy from a private examiner. I'd like to thank Tyler Perry for providing the funds for his family to give him a proper funeral, and everybody who has donated to the GoFundMe, which I heard, the last thing I heard, the GoFundMe was at $500,000. And since these people have a code against us, my teacher said, study them. They are successful. They make no excuses for their failures, and they work in a collective manner for the greater good of them. And we should study that and do the same thing. And my greatest wish is that we get stronger and stronger with having a code for ourselves, so when things like this happen, we can produce justice. Because we don't have a system designed to produce justice for us. We live in a system that's designed to produce justice for Caucasian Americans. It's not designed for them to produce justice for us. To them, we had the Casual Killing Act years and years ago. If you look this up, there were laws. I believe it might have been in the Jim Crow era, but it might have been before that. I know some of them were laws that was during slavery days, where if the slave master or the slave master's workers, overseers, or a family member or the wife beat a slave to death, they could not be persecuted for it in the court of law, because there was something called the Casual Killing Act. And that was put in place because white women were beating the crap out of black children and beating them to death so much that they had to make a law to protect the white women from killing black children, beating them to death. Then there were also laws on the books saying that a black person does not have the right to protect themselves from harm coming from a white person. I don't know the exact law, but you can look this up yourself. So there's always been whether it's on the books or it's a common law, where black people are not supposed to protect themselves against white people. And this is why a clear-cut case of self-defense like Carmelo Anthony can be railroaded and a whole bunch of backdoor deals being made to harm this young man because he defended himself against Caucasians who were trying to harm him. We're not permitted the same justice, the same laws. We're not afforded the same type of benefits in this country as Caucasians. A lot of us truly don't understand this. And we think that everything is equal. And unfortunately, a lot of our brothers and sisters who come here from foreign countries truly believe that they could come here and be equals with whites. And it's not true. Unfortunately, we can't depend on the United States government to produce justice for us. It's not going to happen. We have to stand up, unite, and produce justice for ourselves. And once we get to the point where we're tired and we're fed up and we want to produce justice for ourselves now, maybe we'll get some change then. But until then, these type of things will keep happening. Again, I believe that brother was assaulted over a female. I believe that brother got jumped. And after they jumped him or knocked him out, they threw that brother in the water and he drowned. And everybody let it happen. And they got in their cars and their boats and their cars and they left. And left that brother to die in that water. Even those who claim that they was his friends. Because the one thing that they have that we don't have is a code with each other where they will not go against each other even if they wrong. I hope this video resonates with the listener. I hope that this is something that we can put more emphasis on so we can start teaching our children that we are all we got, and we have to protect each other vehemently with all that we got. I truly do, I hope that you're okay. I truly hope your mental health is intact in this weird world, this time of trouble, in this dark age that we're living in. And I hope that you can be happy and find true happiness regardless of the circumstances. It's your brother. Peace.